What's up, everybody out there in Facebook land? It's time for the most exciting sports hour on Facebook Live and www.letgoradio.net. We will be on Let Go Radio shortly. Miss Wilson's going to join in here in just a minute or two. I have got a lot of exciting things to talk about, and we're gonna. We have a few sports stories today, but I'm going to be honest. We're going to focus on the Caregivers Gala that happened this past Saturday, which was absolutely amazing. I had a chance to go to this thing, and this was my first Caregivers Gala, and this was the 6th annual Caregivers Gala, and I've got to tell you, it really was an amazing job by Miss Winnie, and I'm going to have her on the show a little bit later to get everything in and talk with her about that. I want to, first of all, say thank you guys and bearing with me with all that's been going on. I know the past couple of weeks, we've been going through a lot. I was not feeling well, and I didn't get the shows up that I wanted to get, and thank you guys for bearing with me and hanging in there. Got a couple of sports issues I want to talk about, and I want to actually, again, just thank my fans because I've been posting these shows up, and this is show 32, and I would not be able to do this without you guys. I would not be able to go through and just have fun without the people that watch and the people that participate and come on and my special guest and all the things that go on. So I want to start off the show by saying there are so many things in the NFL right now that are crazy. I really am surprised at what some players will do in the heat of the moment. And Myles Garrett, the defensive end for the Cleveland Browns, I'm kind of taken away by this because it started out that Myles Garrett was the problem, and he ripped Rudolph's helmet off in the Pittsburgh game, and then he hits him with it. And he doesn't just hit him with it. I mean, he conks him on that top of the head with the helmet, uses the helmet as a weapon. How in the world do you escalate to the point where you rip somebody's helmet off and then all of a sudden hit them over the head with it? I mean, this is like, WWE in the football field. I laugh because I am so shocked at the level of violence that the NFL has come to. And they're trying to do all these things to protect the players. You've got padded helmets, and here's Miss Wilson. Let's get her on here. You've got all these things going on, and the funny thing is that it to me is more of violence, to where if the situation opens where you've got somebody taking off their helmet and busting you in the head, somebody's got to do something somewhere to where it's got to stop. I mean, you got to be professional and have some level of respect. Now, here's the thing. Everybody was talking about what Myles Garrett did to Rudolph, the Steelers quarterback. Nobody talked about, Myles Garrett getting blocked illegally 3 times in that game, or the times he's been held this year, or the time he is so good as a defensive end that you almost have to double and triple team him to be able to stop him. And Rudolph is down there punching the dude. And I got to say, yes, it should have been controlled. Yes, it should have been stopped. Yes, it should have been, completely controlled. And the problem is we're now live on Let Go Radio. Want to welcome everybody who's tuning in, and happy to have you on the show today. I'm so excited because, as I said earlier, when I first went on Facebook Live, we're going to spend the majority of the show talking about the 6th annual Caregivers Gala, and you know what? I'm gonna focus on Miss Winnie. I sure am. I'm gonna make her the star of my show today because she sure enough was a shining star in that dress she was wearing on Saturday. Boy, couldn't create that day. Let me tell you, she looked so good. I tell you what, I didn't know what to do. My chair started moving by itself. It was just a great day, great day. But anyway, you know, I look at this situation in the NFL right now, and I said as we started the top of the show, the NFL is crazy now, and these things that are happening are more and more and more violent. And it seems like the more the officials are trying to protect the players, and you know, the commissioners trying to protect the players, it seems like nowadays the more outrageous the calls are, to sit there and say, now and honestly, if you're being punched on the ground, you can only take so much, because you can go to an official and say, hey, he's punching me on the ground. Now, in no way, shape, or form should Myles Garrett have taken his helmet, should have taken Rudolph's helmet off and hit him with it. That's terrible. I mean, it's ridiculous. But Rudolph is at the bottom of the pile, and there's pictures that have come out where Rudolph is actually trying to pull Garrett's helmet off, and then the retaliation starts. And the article that he said was, the article that I pulled up was that Rudolph said, I grabbed Garrett's helmet trying to get him off of me. You know, and this was at the beginning of the scuffle on Wednesday. Let's see. I took a late shot. Let's see. I took a late shot. Rudolph told reporters from a previous statement. Did not agree with the way he took me to the ground. My natural reaction was just to get him off from on top of me. Garrett was suspended for the rest of the season and potentially more after ripping off Rudolph's headgear and bashing him in the head with it in the final seconds of the game. Replays of the melee, however, showed Rudolph tugged at the Cleveland Browns star helmet first. Now, here's the thing. Both of these players are going to be fine. And that's good. You know, nobody was badly hurt. They are also going to be fined a outrageous amount of money, and they should, because this was stupid. It never should have escalated to this in the first place, as to say, hey, you know, here's what's going on. Here's what the issue is. You know, I really cannot believe that this has gone to this level. No one can just play football anymore because there are so many. I guess for me, the biggest issue is there are so many calls that are, I don't want to say either, you know, missed or not missed, and game-changing calls are going to affect people. But, you know, Garrett apologized to his team. He apologized to his organization. He manned up about it. And even the broadcaster said, you know, this is very uncharacteristic for this guy. He got punched in the face earlier in the season. This same player that ripped off Rudolph's helmet, in my opinion, one of the best defensive ends in football, got punched in the face earlier in the season and did not do anything, did not retaliate, and did exactly what he was supposed to do. But, you know, everybody has their breaking point. Everybody has their point of so-called destruction to where they can't take it anymore. You know, it's hard for me to go through this, and I realize that Rudolph got hit. I realize that Rudolph got the brunt of it, but what you don't see, the referees call a play on what they see. So often the initiator gets away with it, and the retaliation is what the referees will call. The retaliation of something is what the referees see, so therefore they're going to throw the flag, you're going to be ejected, you're going to be suspended, all of that. There has to be a way to stop this thing in the I mean because then you got guys clearing the field, you got everybody going after everybody, and it just becomes this whole big thing about it becomes a big escalated issue when it should have been nipped in the bud in the first place. And I'm surprised to see the NFL. I think the disciplinary action should be as much on Rudolph as it should be on Garrett. Yes, Garrett should be suspended. Yes, he should be suspended for the rest of the season. I believe that. I think he should. I think that's very, very true. But I also think Rudolph should be suspended for 2 to 4 games for his actions. And I mean, you cannot. It's 6 in one, half dozen in the other. Both players were in the wrong. It escalated, more than it should have, and both players should have been professional about it. And I mean, in both statements, both players said, this should not have happened. We're professionals. We should have been better about it. I should have handled the situation better. I'm paraphrasing there. I'm not sitting there taking, exact verbatim. Now, in this situation, what do you learn from this? Plain and simple. Play the game, people. All you're going to do, and the Browns won the game definitively. That was one of Baker Mayfield's. I mean, he played well. The running game looked good. Everything that they did, worked for them. And to have something like this go against Freddie Kitchens, go against the organization of the Cleveland Browns, it really puts a dark cloud over your team. And you've got to be able to say, okay, we're looking at 4 and 7. I have to go back and look at the standings. Cleveland is. Let me get them pulled up here. The Browns are 4 and 6. So right now they're right behind the Steelers, which are 5 and 5. So they win the next game, they're right there. I mean, it really, they're not going to catch the Ravens at 8 and 2. I can tell you that. But I mean, to sit here and say that this game, the most as well as the Browns did against Pittsburgh after Pittsburgh winning 4 in a row, that's tough. I mean, you derail momentum, but now your team is going to be foreshadowed by this issue that had happened. Now let's move on, and I want to talk about something here on a little bit of a confusing note to me, really. Bengals wide receiver, number 83, Tyler Boyd, voiced his to say feeling a disappointing 17-10 loss to the Oakland Raiders on Saturday. Wideout Tyler Boyd voiced his displeasure over his usage in the Cincinnati Bengals offense. Okay, this is what he said. I feel like I'm a go-to guy with A.J. Green down, Boyd said, according to ESPN's Ben Beatty. I felt like my targets were not where they should have been. I feel that I'm a game changer, and I could utilize my talents in any way to move the chains, and nothing was coming my way. With the rookie quarterback Ryan Finley making his second career start, Boyd was targeted just 3 times. He hauled in 1 catch for no gain as Cincinnati dropped to 0-10. The 4th-year receiver is assumed the number 1 option, with Green nursing an ankle injury, but appeared frustrated with a lack of opportunities in one-on-one matchups. The way I'm playing, the level that I bring, I believe I get open in any one-on-one coverage across the board against anyone, Boyd said. All you got to do is just read the defense. If he sees he just has me, just got to put it in there, and I'm going to make a play for him. All right, now this is where it really gets me. I just feel like what's understood doesn't need to be explained, he added. I'm not the type of player that's going to go and tell them to throw me the ball, force me the ball, and get it done. Regardless, that's what's going on in my mind. But I know they see it, and I know that they know I'm a reliable guy. Boyd hasn't eclipsed 65 receiving yards in a game since week 5. Okay, let me comment just a little bit on this because I must say I'm confused. Welcome to the Sports Minion radio show. Who's ever tuning in right now? Your name hasn't quite come up yet, so I'm not sure who's in. I want to thank you for joining me. We're talking about the Bengals wide receiver, Tyler Boyd. Now, if you're a number one guy when a receiver comes down, to be a number one guy, you got to make catches. If you're targeted 3 times, one-on-one or not, you've got to make contested catches. If you're a number one guy, you've got to make positive yardage. If you're a number one guy, you have to make positive movement. And Boyd is not doing that. You can say that you're a number one guy all you want. You can be a number one guy all you want. But if you're not making those contested catches and you're not winning one-on-one matchups, now, it could be some of the quarterback because I understand, his second start. You look at you look at the situation. You look at the situation with I was talking about the person that is on Facebook Live. I couldn't see the name that the person is. I don't. That's where I was going with that. But honestly, you look at Ryan Finley. He's a good quarterback, but it's only his second start. He's got to get adjusted to everything. He's got to be able to go where he needs to go, and you can't blame him. You've got to be there every play, and regardless of whether you say it, if you're open, he's going to see it and he's going to throw it. If you're not, he's not. Now, quarterbacks will miss. Quarterbacks will do things. It's a give and take game. You've got to go with it. It is what it is. I mean, you can't sit there and look, you're an 0-10 team. You yourself are not going to make yourself 10-10. It's a whole team effort. You've got Andy Dalton benched. You've got Ryan Finley starting. Bada bang, bada boom. The whole team, offensively, defensively, special teams, you got to get in there. Bottom line, you got to be better all the way around. One receiver's not going to make it. Quick touch on this. Dwayne Haskins threw 2 touchdowns in Sunday's game against the Jets. The Redskins lost horribly. You cannot call the same play over and over and over. Luckily, the screen worked to Geist for a 45-yard touchdown. Yay, Dwayne! You've thrown your first pass in the NFL for a TD, and you still lost. And now you're 1-9, and the Redskins still suck. So there we go. That's the end of that. We're going to move on. Let me get my scores out here because I want to talk about Miss Winnie and this Gala Ball and get her on the show. Let me get the scores real quick. All right, actually, I'm gonna go through the scores here first and go through my predictions, and we'll get Miss Winnie on. Bears and Rams 17-7. Mitch Trubisky benched in that game. Atlanta and Carolina. Atlanta 29-3. Put a stank on them. Jaguars and Indianapolis. Good Lord, Indy 33-13. Go ahead, Indy. Denver Broncos and Minnesota. That was a close one. Minnesota down 20, came back and won this thing 27-23. You do not let a 20-point lead slip and lose a game, but apparently the Broncos did. New York Jets and the Washington Redskins, as I said, 34-17. Redskins still suck, 1-9. There we go. Cincinnati Bengals, Oakland Raiders, 17-10 as the Bengals drop to 0-10. The Chiefs and the Chargers, that was a fight, but you can't throw 4 interceptions in a game and expect to win. Phillip Rivers with 4 interceptions, scoring 17. Mahomes and the boys, 24-17, they pull it away. We go up to the Houston Texans and Baltimore Ravens. It was a spanking as the Ravens put some spice on it. 41-7. Good Lord, the Dallas Cowboys and Detroit Lions. What a game, fighting all the way through. Dak goes over, almost 500 yards. He put some light up the numbers, the stat sheet, everything. He was just going, I feel like I'm preaching on Sunday. Cowboys win 35-27. The Bills and Miami Dolphins, what is going on with the Bills? 37-20. The Bills are on fire right now. I got to tell you, they got to watch out for them Bills. Them Bills are making money. All right, there we go. New Orleans Saints, 34-17. Saints do it again. Jameis Winston ain't working. The backup ain't working. The running game ain't working. Tampa Bay just ain't working. Arizona Cardinals lose 4 straight. I got to tell you right now, 26-36 in San Francisco adds another one to their repertoire, and they are just coming right through. And finally, New England and Philadelphia, that last touchdown to Edelman, I got to tell you, was great. 17-10, Tom Brady frustrated with the offense, but they still win and get it done. All right, next week, real quick, I want to focus on 4 games next week. The 4 I want to talk about, San Francisco and Green Bay. I'm taking San Francisco by 8 on that one. Denver Broncos and Buffalo Bills. I'm taking Buffalo by 10 on that one. We're going to go with, let's see, the Philadelphia Eagles and Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks by 10 there. Dallas Cowboys and New England Patriots going to go 38-30. I'm going to take the Patriots by 8 there. And also Baltimore and the Rams, I'm going to take the Rams by 3 there. I'll say they will beat Baltimore by 3. It's going to be a big upset in that game. All right. That's the scores I want to talk about. That's the things I want to talk about. I want to bring on a very special lady, and I want to get Miss Winnie on here because she is so special and so wonderful. So I'm going to give her a minute to put her headset on, make sure she's good to go. I want to talk about the Caregivers Gala, the 6th annual Caregivers Gala, and what an event that this was. And I want to start off by saying there is something special about Kelly's Choice and the ability that it has to reach people. You know, I'm working now a year and 3 months with Kelly's Choice, and I have been excited about this gala ball because we were supposed to have it last year. I cannot, Miss Winnie. Are you with me? I can't hear you, sweetheart. We're trying to get the audio in here. Give me just a second. She's actually trying to get. Let's see. Let me see here. We're trying to get her in. Give me just a minute. But to honestly tell you how great this event was is an understatement. It was beautifully decorated. We had this issue once before. I don't know if maybe it's another cord or something. We're trying to get her on. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. But it was beautifully decorated, and it was just an amazing event. The speakers, the food, the messages. Let's see. I got to tell you, it was one of the best events I've ever been to, and I've been to every event this year, nearly every event this year that Miss Winnie has had, and it is to be able to set an event up like this takes time, effort, money, dedication. The vendors, the photographers, the venue, the hub was beautiful. I mean, the 757 hub was absolutely beautiful. 6801 Bridgeway Drive. The effort to get everything in place, to get everything going was amazing. And the purple carpet host was spectacular. And I said it before, when people get a chance to get dressed up for an event like this, you see some stuff, boy, because I'm going to tell you, I was in a suit and tie and shoes. And this brother right here, for me to get a tie and some pants that actually fit, I'm not going to lie. I had to suck in the gut, but I did, y'all. And it was fun because you get a chance to, for me, I am lucky in the fact that I don't need 24-hour care, but there are so many people who do. I'm amazed, with Taylor and Nikki and Kelly. uh, that they, with I just it's amazing, and I love the fact that Miss Winnie was a part of this, that she was able to organize. And I'm gonna tell you, the things that you don't see, the setup, the tablecloths, the place settings, all these things are wonderful, and it just is. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen, and I can't say enough about it. Um, One second here. It for the first speaker to come up and tell her story, to grab a room, everyone has problems, and I all right, guys, everyone has problems, and I can tell you that, to go through this and to be able to continue to fight, to be able to continue to push through when you went through as much as her family went through, as much as she went through. It really is surprising to see how God has put her in the state that she's in, with what she went through, with all the care for her daughter, and to realize that you're at a point in your life where you can't do it on your own, and you have to have someone to help you, and you've got everybody, doctors telling you, this is what's happening and this is what's happening, and you're trying to figure all of this out, and yet you still pursue. You still pursue, and you still try to get through, and you still try to get to, where you are. It is probably the hardest thing and the most gut-wrenching thing that I've ever seen, and I've ever been a part of. And I'm lost on my words, because it's hard not to get emotional when you hear a story like that. There was a point where she was, her body basically shut down, and it just really give me a second. Let me try to reconnect here, guys. I apologize. But I honestly, to be able to see all this, it's hard, because people think that being in a chair or having a disability is just that. It's just you end up in the chair. They don't look at, you have to be fed, you have to be clothed, you have to be moved every so often, you have to be helped to the restroom, help off the restroom, back in your chair. All of these things that continue to hinder you. You have to, for a caregiver, it is a constant. It's not just a job, it's a life. That's why everybody can't do caregiving. When God places a caregiver, it's more than just, oh, well, we're going to be around for a couple of months, and we're gonna move out, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. We'll help you out for, from 8 to 5. It's beyond that. It's beyond your normal workday, because it's a constant. And the hard part is that caregivers get tired, but they can't stop. I'm sure there are moments in Miss Wilson's life, and she shared some of this. Kelly is 33, and although the mindset is not of 33, caregivers have to not only deal with the physical, but they deal with the mental. And when you are a caregiver, if you don't find time to take care of yourself, you will shut down. And I think really to be able to understand this, when you're put in a situation where you don't have a choice, you have to find your way through. I remember particularly, and Miss Wilson, if you just put I think it was Yvonne was the first speaker's name. There was a point that in the caregiving situation where, they were trying to find a caregiver for her daughter, and the churches couldn't help. And I mean, it just, when I believe her mom took over, or the caregiver took over, it honestly, the caregiver worked so hard and did not, take care of herself, because the person needing the care, you couldn't stop. I mean, they were badly burned, and there were dressing changes that needed to be done, and bathing that needed to be done, and then you got to rechange the dressing again, and then you sleep, and then by the time you wake up, you got to turn around and do it again. This is a lifestyle. And luckily in Kelly's situation, she can do some things, but there, with Kelly, you have to have help with bathing, you have to have help with transfers, and to transfer someone that is in a wheelchair, when you are a specific height, if that person is taller than you that you're transferring, you have to find a way to transfer them without hurting them, as well as without hurting yourself. And the hard part about all this is, it is not a simple thing. But I was saying earlier, the person that is doing the caregiving, it is very hard to find commitment for yourself, because you are so involved in taking care of another individual. But every time I look at Miss Winnie, and every time I see her, with the things she does for Kelly, feeding her, bathing her, changing her, transportation, day support. Day support is one of the things that Miss Winnie has to be able to connect. There we go. Give me a second. All right, we've got Miss Winnie back on. Miss Winnie, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Miss Winnie? Trying to see if we've got her. Hold on here. I still can't hear you, darling. But, with Miss Winnie, to be able to do all this, she still finds time to shine. And she still is able to bring forth Kelly's choice. And she is still able to push through. And with day support, while Kelly is at day support, she is getting the things she needs to where that's the break that Miss Winnie has. And a lot of people don't have that break. And it's overwhelming. Even sitting here talking about it, I'm sitting in my chair going, man, DJ, you are so lucky that you have enough use to be able to feed yourself, to be able to move around, to be able to do the things that you're doing. And all of this, I really commend her. And I'm sorry, that we're working on getting her on. I apologize. But it's almost like, the stars that shine in the sky. You see some of them. To me, Miss Winnie is one of the brightest stars in the sky because she does so much for people. And that's what Kelly's Choice is about. The voice that is unheard, where the people are screaming at the top of their lungs. Not many people hear them, but Kelly's Choice and the Caregivers Gala and the things that are going on with this charity and this organization, to be able to be part of this and to see the events, I'm overwhelmed and I'm in awe to see the hours and hours and hours, not only of caregiving that she gives Kelly and her other children. Kelly is not her only daughter. Sometimes I ask myself, how in the world do you stretch yourself so far? How in the world do you push yourself so hard? And how in the world do you keep going when you have all these things? And simply she looks at me and she says, it takes a team. It takes a village. And she thanks God for her husband every single day. She thanks God for Corey Wilson every day. And she thanks God for Kelly every day. Kelly is a star in her life. There are times that Miss Winnie has been down. And I know, heck, there are times that I've been down. And Kelly has cheered me up just by smiling at me. Miss Winnie has said ever since I've known her, every day that I've known her, remember to smile at someone every day because you never know who you may bless. And it's so true. It's so powerful. And it's so impacting. So I guess this event, for me, I got a chance to go up and speak, and I had a great time, and I think I delivered a powerful message. But to be able to see the reaction on people's faces, with Taylor's mom and Nikki's mom, and I know that they need a lot of the care that they need. It's one of these things where people that have the advantage to walk on their 2 feet don't sit down and think about, what if you didn't have it? What if it wasn't there for you? What if you needed 24-hour care? What do you do? Where do you go? It honestly, an event like this, I guess in 2 words, is an eye-opener about life. Because all the things that we think about and we say, I don't have the right shoes. I want them $300 jeans. I want them new Jordans that come out. I want this and I want a PS5 and I want all this stuff. Step back for a second. When someone that can't speak the way they want to, but they communicate in their own way, and they say, I want a bite of food, but they can't do it themselves. What about that? This is why events like this are so important. This is why 5 times before, Miss Winnie has put on an event to show people and to give those caregivers one night of the year to show those people that they are loved, and to show those people that they are powerful, and to show those people that the things they do for their daughters and mothers and grandfathers and aunts and uncles and all the people that they care for. It is amazing to me that every time Miss Winnie walks into the room, that is what she projects. Miss Winnie is a people person, and her team, her daughters, her secretaries, her people that help put together Kelly's Choice. And we're working on that team right now, guys. I'm telling you, I have said before, Kelly's Choice is going to continue to grow. Kelly's Choice is going to continue to get big, and it's going to continue to rock straight out into outer space where every person eventually will be heard. I think that is maybe the goal that some don't see. And Miss Winnie, I'm not sure if we can hear you or not. I know you're there, but we love you, and I love you, and I think that you are one of the most amazing people on this earth. I honestly, I can't put into words about how I feel about this woman. Not because I'm part of Kelly's Choice, because I live it. I live it. I understand it. I get it. I feel it. It's more than just an organization to me. Kelly's Choice is not just an organization. Kelly's Choice is a lifestyle. It is one of the greatest platforms of humankind. And what we as people need to realize in doing a show like this, there are people out there that are not heard, that can't feed themselves, that can't dress themselves, that can't move themselves, that don't have access to power chairs, that don't have access to government-funded organizations. There are people much, much, much worse off than we are. But if they have someone in their lives, whether it's a mother, father, grandparent, grandmother, sometimes a child, if you are caring for that person, know that from us, wherever this reaches and whoever hears this right now, you are valued as a caregiver, as an individual, as a person that is so meaningful because of what the effect that you're doing in that person's life. And I'm not trying to preach, guys. I'm really not. But there's something about Miss Winnie. I every event I go to, you know, the first thing I do, I find Miss Winnie and I get a hug. Do you know what it's like to get a hug from her? I could have the worst day, and if she laughs or gives me a hug, all that stress is gone. And I realize that a lot of this show has been about the Caregivers Gala, but you know what? It needs to be. Because an event like this, the word I was looking for earlier that I was searching to find, it's life-changing. It is life-changing. And to have that support of her husband, oh, good God. She said to me the other day, there's some things I could not have done by myself, and God sent me Corey. God sent me Emily. You know, we're talking about it right here, right now. This right here is why she does this. It's never been about Edwina. It's been about Kelly and the people that need to reach the stars, that need a little bit of help getting there. I cannot say enough. I could do 10 shows just on Edwina by herself. And it's not because she takes the credit. I've never known her to really take credit or be selfish or anything like that, because I don't think she's got a selfish bone in her body. Lord have mercy. You see that dress she wore? Woo! Sweet Jesus, well, I almost walked up on stage. Don't get me going, y'all. I tell you what. And if y'all get a chance to hear that laugh, that's all you need. I get emotional about it just thinking. You know, I remember meeting her and doing the show, doing Winning with Winnie for the first time, or her radio show for the first time. I was so nervous. I'd been on the radio before, but meeting her and meeting Corey, I was so surprised to find, and I guess the thing about Kelly's Choice and really what drove me to it, in addition for God put me in the right place at the right time, and I got to be honest, God's timing on that, I still have no idea how he did that. I can't sit there and tell you for the life of me how he worked that, because we had to meet up a second time. And the platform and the hunger that I had, once I was able to do that first show with them, I knew that it had touched a part of my life that had never been touched before. I mean, and the Cerebral Palsy conference, we're talking about, I think it's March 2020. That's coming up. The CP conference I was at last year, that CP conference was rocking. Let me tell you, this gala ball Saturday was off the hook. I've gotta send a personal message real quick to all of the vendors, to all of the people who helped set up the purple carpet host, all of the people that helped decorate, the main speaker that spoke, the host of the Caregivers Gala, all of those people, all of the speakers, all of the people that drove thousands and thousands or hundreds and hundreds of miles to come. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because she said it when I was talking to her, when I saw her show on Sunday. Oh my God, guys, let me tell you about Sunday. She said something so valuable, so powerful, so inspirational that I was speechless. And guys, for me to be speechless, I got to take an act of God, because I'm talking all the time. But you know what? The people that were there were supposed to be there. And the impact. And this show, God just opened the floodgates. And it went off so well. All of the people that served the food, that served the drinks, that escorted, the young lady that escorted the people to the back, all the photographers, thank you. Because without that team, it could not have been as powerful as it was. And I'm sorry for stumbling on my words earlier, guys, but this right here is a powerful thing. And whoever is listening on the radio right now, if you are a caregiver and you did not have a chance to make it to the Caregivers Ball, there will be another one. I will sell everything I own just so there could be another one. That's how powerful this event was. We're going to have CP conferences. Listen, we've got a roundtable coming up for the CP roundtable on November 30th. If you're 18 or older and you have CP, we discuss issues. If you'd like to be part of that, please contact Edwina Wilson. And that is, you can go to the Kelly's Choice Inc.org, KELLY' Choice Inc.org to contact her. You can also email her on that. She has her email there. Please do so, because we're going to have the roundtable at 4 o'clock on the 30th of November. That is going to be on a Sunday at 4 o'clock. Please make sure that you're part of that. I've got about 10 minutes left on my show, and there's something that I kind of been holding back saying, but I'm gonna be very, 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 very touching for a moment. There was a point, Sunday, where I try to watch Miss Winnie's broadcast, every video she puts up, everything she puts up. I try to watch it. I may not watch it when she's live, but I want to say two things about Nikki Tony and Taylor Harris. And the reason I want to, and I hope I got their last names right, the reason I want to do this, Nikki is a true angel of God. I've never had a chance to meet her. I've seen her on Skype. And I believe Taylor I have met. Every video that I put up regarding Kelly's Choice, she likes, she comments on, she tells me hundreds of times that I'm an inspiration. She posted my speech from the Gala Ball. I've also posted that. Nikki is always checking on Miss Winnie. Miss Winnie, how are you, Miss Winnie? Oh, yeah. Miss Winnie did post the flyer about the upcoming 2020 Cerebral Palsy Conference. So that is there. Guys, I'm telling you, y'all want to see something powerful? Get in a room full of people with CP. You're going to find something out, good God. Let me tell you. I don't want to lose my train of thought because I'm telling you, Nikki is always checking on Miss Winnie. Hey, Miss Winnie, you going to be on the radio? Hey, Miss Winnie, we miss you. We love you. I miss you. I love you. I want to make sure you're going to be on the radio. Are you doing okay? That to Miss Winnie, she said on Sunday, is so special. That means so much to her. And there was a young lady, and I think it was Miss Shannon. I'm not sure. It was one of them. It may have been Nikki herself, because she got a chance to take Nikki and spend a little time with her. But I think it was one of the vendors that said, you know what? If I don't make any money, just spending time with you is all I need. And that got Miss Winnie, really did. That meant so much to her that it got her emotional. And I told her, I told her in the comments, don't hold those emotions back because it's meaningful. And it is. But I would say that not only is, Nikki an angel of God, but Miss Winnie is as well. Now, Taylor, that to me is inspiration. Taylor, to me, is inspiration. I say this, child, but she's a young woman now. This young woman, her walking inspires me. Her working in therapy inspires me. I have never seen someone that is, and she's, light spoken, but Lord, how mercy is she powerful. And her mom and her family. Oh, yeah, Miss Angela, yep. Miss Winnie's sister's best friend. I got to be honest. Thank you for being in her life, Miss Angela. Just y'all need to go on a trip somewhere. Shoot, if I could pay for it, I'd pay for it today. Look, my time is running short, but I want to make sure that I talk about Taylor for a minute. To see her succeed, when a child or a woman or a person that has CP wants something and they put their mind to it, it is so powerful to see her succeed. I pray for Taylor and Nikki and Miss Winnie every day. Every day. Before I go to bed and when I wake up, and it's a true statement, I pray for them and I talk about them every day because they are my people. I love them. I care for them. When I'm around Miss Winnie, I just feel I don't even know the right word. Like, it's so much love. You can't even contain it. I mean, because she really, when you get a chance to talk to her, and even Taylor, you find out the level of intelligence that they have and the things that they believe in are so inspirational and powerful. Listen, guys, I'm going to say this again. If you have not checked out kellyschoiceinc.org, what is wrong with you? Get up off your butt. I'm telling you right now, get up off your butt. Go to kellyschoiceinc.org. And Miss Winnie, don't you get me crying in here. I want to read a comment that Miss Winnie just posted. DJ Carter, Eddie Hiller, Nikki Tony, y'all keep me going. I love y'all so much, and it's so grateful to have y'all in my life. So glad to have met you all. The connection is not a mistake. That's because, that's because I love you. I cannot. Lord, I wish this show was 2 hours. See, now I'm getting going. I got like 5 minutes, and I don't want to leave. Y'all don't understand. Miss Winnie is something. You know what it is? I just figured it out. I got 4 minutes on my show, and I just figured it out. Miss Winnie is so caring that I believe, and I said before, caregiving is not for everyone. I believe that God, determined. That's true. Taylor is so determined. My Lord, get me fired up for church in here, boy. Good day. I think Miss Winnie is an angel. I really do. I'm because the connection that she makes with people and the people that she brings in, it's almost like just that touch, just that moment of realization. Working with all these guys is special. If you have not gone to kellyschoiceinc.org yet, get up off your butt and go. Join, donate, learn, and understand. Because the second you go, and you know what? I'm going to say this. Give it a chance. You ain't going to understand anything. You ain't going to understand anything. That's right. You are an angel. When I said it. Now I'm in every word of it. You got them wings. That dress was sparkling the other day, girl. I'm telling you. That dress was sparkling, y'all. I can let me bouncing around. I can't help it. I'm getting excited. I can't help it. But go give it a chance. Go find out. Go learn. Look at it. If you don't read on it and research it, you're not going to know. Guys, we're going to have the 7th annual next year, the 7th annual Caregivers Ball, Caregivers Gala Ball. It's going to happen. The Cerebral Palsy Conference is coming up. That's March of 2020. She's got the flyer up. Go check it out. Again, the CP Roundtable is going to come up November 30th. I am so proud to be part of this organization. You guys can contact me on the Sports Menu Radio Show at yahoo.com. You can contact my YouTube channel. You can contact my Facebook like page at www.facebook.com/the Sports Menu Radio Show. You can contact me on you can contact me on Cooking with Carter. Y'all can contact me anywhere. Ask me a question and I will do my best to get an answer. We will have Miss Winnie on the show next week because I'm not done with this. I may go 2 or 3 hours. I don't know. I may do a post after this and keep going because I want Miss Winnie to be on here. I just love her so much, and she gives the love back. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And it does take a village, and all the help, Mr. Corey Wilson, Miss Kelly, all of the people that are part of our organization, Miss Angela, and I wish I could name you all, but I don't have all of your names in front of me, but you know who you are. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening on www.letgoradio.net. Thank you for watching on Facebook Live. This is D to the J with a roll away saying we'll see you next Wednesday at 2 o'clock on letgoradio.net and Facebook Live for the Sports Menu Radio Show. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.